Hi everybody, my name is John. Welcome back or welcome to my channel, John Repeat, where I react to iconic music, artists, albums, and other bits and pieces, and I put stuff on repeat. Over a month ago, I said I really wanted to react to SOS by SZA, because I've listened to quite a number of songs individually, but never like the whole body of work. And to my absolute surprise and delight, SZA has released a deluxe version of this album, which I'm going to be listening to today. SOS Deluxe Lana. This album has 38 songs on it, I believe. So I'm going to be doing two parts. So this is part one. If you don't know who SZA is, she's an American singer. She's like contemporary R&B. I love SZA. I think she's such an interesting, unique artist. I love her melismas. I love her raw, introspective lyrics. And every single song that I've listened to from SOS, I've absolutely adored, so I am so excited to just dive in. Also, as a disclaimer, I will be cutting over the songs, talking over them, editing them, partially because of copyright, but also because I talk an awful lot. So if that really bothers you, then I don't think this video is for you, but if you don't mind that, then let's listen to this album together. So the first song that I'll be listening to is No More Hiding. Let's go. I love the guitar plucking. Oh, love it. Love her melismas. Woo! Oh my gosh. Okay, so obviously like the sun being used as like a metaphor for the love, like often the sun's used as like something that's like very purifying as an image, something that's very like positive. So she wants to feel love even if it's very, very difficult. I'm sensing obviously she feels like she's hiding herself within love and relationships. She wants to feel that real connection. Oh my god! So like looking at these lyrics here, searching for real, trying for real, familying for real, lost in the real. So I like how she's using real as that double meaning, because I would view that as like lost in the real, you know, like you have like the reels with all the images and stuff and all the photos and the memories, but she wants to feel like lost in the actual real life and have this real authentic connection. Familying for real, like she wants kids, she wants a family. So I get the feeling from this song that there's a lot of exhaustion. Because like when you're looking for love, it can feel so exhausting, you can feel so burnt out. But she's like saying like, don't gotta say it because I already know you gotta love someone, let them go. I already know the heartbreak. She's like kind of like burnt out and done with it. That's like the vibe that I get from this. Ooh, I love again, the melismas are great. No more hiding, I want to be the real me, ugly. There's obviously a need to keep up that brand image, and that must be so exhausting, so that must exasperate the feelings that she already has. I like that image as well, like cut myself open to see what I'm made of. So that gives me the energy of like Kill Bill and like a lot of these macabre elements within like SOS generally. We all put on these pretenses, you know, especially in the beginning of relationships or trying to fit like the ideal of somebody else potentially, and that always like comes back to bite you, you know. Oh, I love the harmonies there. It's like almost like the dialogue with herself as you're hearing all of these harmonies communicate with each other. And it's like almost like she's getting to a space where she wants to grow more as a person, and the importance of letting go in life, letting go of negativity, letting go of past hurts in relationships and growing from them. Okay, so the next song I'm listening to is What Do I Do? Let's go. Love that bit. I'm obsessed already. I can't do it. Oh my gosh. So first of all, love the phone call in the beginning. Love it. Nice touch. Last night you called on accident. Heard you fucking on the other end. Oh my god. So she's like describing this like cheating and this really like intense moment with her and like her lover or her ex. A moment of infidelity, a moment like that, it can really just ruin a person. So it's such a vulnerable thing to put into a song. Said last night was a fluke and you know it. This shit we be doing so bogus. Can we keep it up? I'm not strong enough. Booed up, got me so screwed up. I wish you all the best. It's like moving on from a partner who's cheated and all of these stupid fucking excuses. Like how fucking dare you? out loads, but the fact that it comes up as a little interlude is great. Even though you're with somebody else, it's emotional. It's hard to shut off those feelings. You still feel that love and connection with somebody. You're still the one that gets me though. You're so reliable. That's why I ride for you. Damn right, I'd die for you. So like, she's still so super attached to him even though he hurt her, because, you know, the emotions she feels are so strong and she's kind of led by them. Oh my gosh, okay, so she's now getting into more of the relationship and like a little bit more context. So, you made it so hard and I can't let down my guard. You're a fling that went too far. It's like she kind of fell into this relationship. She didn't expect it to be as dramatic and big as it is, but it clearly has grown into that. She needs honesty, but you want that old me. Why don't you mean it, show me? So like, she's kind of, it feels like she's kind of grown a lot in terms of like her boundaries and stuff. And maybe the you want old me more kind of like, you want me to just kind of like come crawling back, or like you want me to just like let you in with open arms, you know, and that's just not what she wants to do anymore. What I like about it as well is she's like, one thing I will say as well, like, that I like is that she has acknowledged that she's feeling shit about it. She's acknowledging the love, but she's still got those boundaries to say like, it will never be the same ever again. And like, it's kind of over in a way, which I really respect and like, and it shows that you can still feel all these intense feelings, but like still have like your self-worth and be like, no, this isn't right. Oh, so it kind of sounds like she's underwater, and that's a really interesting way of adding like the style of the album into the production. So like SOS, obviously she's like sat with like the water and so it's, again, it's like really cohesive. Okay, so the next song I'm going to listen to is 30 for 30 with Kendrick Lamar. Let's go. Some of y'all go get washed, some of y'all just go pop shit, some of y'all just go talk. Oh my god, they sound so good together. I'm obsessed. Love that intro. I used to think about them immature things. Do you love me? Do you want me? This shows like SZA's personal growth. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love that. So it's like, I don't want your love if it's not right. If you're not going to treat me right, that's just not attractive to me anymore, which is again just highlighting that growth. Ain't hugging or smiling for none of these pictures. That's the way I like it. I like the repetition, that's the way I like it as well. It like gets stuck in your head. And I'm 30 for 30, I'm 30 for 30. Like that repetition of that as well is so like addictive when you hear it. Yes! Woo! I also think she's kind of like ruminating on the past experience. So like when you break up with somebody, there's a lot of anger, like your previous actions and like how you allowed your boundaries to be crossed and stuff. So that's when she's like, I should have run you down, no questions asked. Like there's that anger there that you can feel. And I think that's such a common thing when you break up with somebody and you realise that you have been mistreated, and like reevaluating that. What I like about that chorus as well is it can apply to love and also friendship and also rivalry and stuff. It's like calling people out for being full of shit, basically. And that happens across life, romantically, friendship-wise. These like rivals who say that they're big and bad and then they end up just being kind of lame. Like it's all that. Oh my gosh. So again, it's like that thing where the actions and the words don't align, turning the tables all the time. So, you know, you've got like all of these like metaphors and similes to describe somebody who is not genuine. The Gemini thing as well, like in two different minds, some like two different personalities, and like trying to decipher which one's real, which one's not. Been in a bag, but how many bodies done been in her bag? Oh, that's good. I like that line. Wow. Okay, let me just see it again. Mistakenly, nobody been in their bag. So like nobody's in as much as him. But how many bodies done been in her bed? So like, how many people has she been sleeping with behind his back? you know, and I like that with the bag because it makes me think of like the body bag as well, and so I think that's good. I love that part of his video. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the next song I'm gonna listen to is Diamond Boy, DTM. It's very mellow. Wow. Oh my gosh, that vocal sounds so heavenly. I need you poolside, you've been on my mind, wonder if you're all mine, what am I anyway? I like you on top, I like your soft side, you make my thoughts stop, you make being me less hard, but I'll quit my job. Like when you're so like in love with somebody, someone takes you away from your struggles and your problems. Woo! I like the diamond image as well because it's like going back to no more hiding with the lights. So again, you've got that motif that's running through, just showing like the intimacy of the relationship. SZA, she's very like blunt with those sexual lines. Like it's very like honest and real though, which I think people really connect with. Gorge. I love the repetition of "Am I doing too much?" I don't know why that makes me emotional, but like I get that. Like doing too much, feeling like you're too much, feeling like you're like super self-conscious of yourself in the relationship. Am I too much for you? Am I this? Am I this? I mean, especially if you've been scarred in a previous relationship, feeling like you're too much for somebody or not enough for somebody. That repetition really shows that constant self-criticism, which I think is throughout this album. Oh, I love this song. Oh, okay, so I mean, is she alluding to like SOS and like her album and how successful it was? Like, made so much money off of the feelings she had for this person. Oh, Infinity and Beyond. I don't know if that's like a To Infinity and Beyond. I know there's a lot of space references within this album, like Saturn's on this album as well. So again, it's like playing with that. Okay, so the next song is BMF. Oh, gorgeous. Melissa's again, absolutely gorgeous. Just some people just have that charm that you just cannot ignore. You get it, girl. She's like saying like, I'm different from all the girls that you've been with before, showing the strong sexual element of the relationship. I almost like that the money element as well because it's kind of like showing that parallel between, you know, when you have like loads of money and you're like blowing the money and stuff, and then like this relationship, you're blowing all of this like chemistry, you're like having this strong connection, but then ultimately like fades at the end. So I like that analogy almost. And all as well, like if they've been like blowing a lot of money together or whatever, you know, it's like that live fast, die young mentality. I love that. Oh my gosh. I love that. Like Tarzan, like throw me up. All the hoes be lacking, call me up. Yes, girl, that is the energy we all need. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the next song is called Scorsese Baby Daddy, which is very intriguing as a name. Let's go. Loving the production as well. I was like so self-destructive, rolled up on my problems, like, you know, like rolling up a cigarette or whatever, and smoked about it. Like smoked is like, I feel like that's kind of like when you're angry, so she's kind of like got really angry about it, but also it's like the analogy with like the smoking, like the metaphor there. I could have called my mum up, but I'd rather fuck about it. She's like getting into these relationships, like to escape the problems. Like, love that girl. I love Scorsese Baby Daddy, obviously because like Scorsese, like the director, like directing all of these dramas and stuff. She's like, I'm obsessed with the drama. Like, I'm literally like, Scorsese Baby Daddy. That's good. Oh, heavenly vocals. So she's like got a lot of humor in this song, but there's also such vulnerability there in like the chorus. So like, I hate to be the one, I hate to be doing the one, do the most, like the one-sidedness of relationships. And she's basically like, can you be the one to love me, like for me, and like love me for who I am, and like she's not got too much, like that she's been made to feel like. Ah, so good. Oh my gosh, okay, so the next song is Love Me For Me. Let's go. Oh my gosh, so she's like talking about like death and like introspective about like what happens when she dies. Will she be forgiven? Probably not. Probably spit on my grave, watch it all in the end, and probably shit on my name. Why would I choose to stay, do it all for my friends, like to carry on for life? Like she's obviously doing it for like her friends and like her mom who doesn't have anybody else, you know. And just thinking about that. Aww. She's like wanting to be a chameleon and change for this person, even though he treats her like shite. Wanted you to define me, I let you pay for everything. I wanted a diamond ring, so you got the diamond imagery again that comes throughout, which is really interesting. She's like talking about like her mum like only loved her for her, the only person who sees her for her, but she like wants that from her partner, and like she keeps asking this question throughout, which obviously he, like, it seems like he can't. So in this refrain, she's kind of like recognizing that within the song. So she's like, initially she asks the question, but now she like knows the answer, and she's like kind of coming to terms with it. Oh, vocals. Beautiful. And that kind of ties in with like the beginning of the song, like talking about death and stuff like that. Like it's so heavenly towards the end as well. Okay, so the next song is Chill Baby. Let's go. I love these lyrics. So she's talking about like these building of the walls, which she discusses throughout her album. She's tired of building those walls. She's tired of feeling like she's wearing a mask. She just wants everybody to free, but she needs to free herself first and like mature in like the way that she approaches herself and growing, and she definitely, it sounds like she has done throughout this time. Tired of watching people die, literal or figurative. Obviously there's a lot of awful stuff happening in the world, and so I know she touches that on Saturn, which I've heard before, and this sort of introspection about life, which I think is something that makes these songs really cohesive with each other. And it's true, you know, it's such a negative place to be in the world right now, so she's acknowledging that. I mean, this was the vibe that I got from like the beginning of this deluxe album. She is burnt out. She's so burnt out, I can tell from what she's saying. But there is like a hopeful tint to this chorus, pre-chorus, because obviously she's saying like, I think I found a little bit of peace here, and that love and that connection keeps her going. This is just really nice to relax to. Oh, is that an allusion to Wicked? Defying gravity? Woo, maybe. I mean, she has like the imagery with like Saturn as well, with space and the universe, and she's saying like, in the end, that's all we got, like showing patience, can't stop like things in motion. That almost gives me the sort of vibe of like law of attraction, and that you can't control everything in your reality, which is I think in keeping with that. And that's a really mature take to have on stuff, that you can't control everything and just allowing things to just happen. Whilst also, you know, having agency in your own life, but not worrying so much about things you can't control. Okay, so the next song is My Turn. I'm obsessed with her vocal runs. They're just so amazing. Yeah, I mean, she's talking about him being like some side dick, because in reality he was just a fling in the beginning. And she is like standing true in like what happened, and she's like standing up for herself and saying like, you were not who you pretended to be. You had like all of these projections and you put onto me, and you said that you were going to be doing something and you did the complete opposite. So that's a really nice shift in the way that she's viewing stuff. She seems like the sort of person who really puts her all in relationships and really like loses herself in relationships. And girl, same, like I get that. But like, it's beautiful that she's like coming to a place where she's like owning up to her own faults, but also like calling him out for his BS. Woo! Yes! Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's like my turn to hurt you. And I think she's maybe feeling a little bit resentful because it seems like life is forgiving him. But she's like, actually, it's my turn to cause you some pain. And all the trauma that you've given me, I want to give that back to you. And so that also keeps him in sort of line with like Kill Bill and like a lot of these like angry, resentful songs within it. Which I think is like such a common human experience, and it's like all the different stages of a breakup and heartbreak, which every single person who's been in a relationship and has broken up can understand. So props to you, girl, for like writing this, and it's great. Yes! Oh, I love that. I deserve this. I love that because it's like, you know, I deserve this. It's like almost like an exclamation of just sheer frustration, which is really, really good in terms of the vocals complementing these lyrics. It's just like using that negativity as a fuel to fuel your own success, which is a really positive way of channeling that. Yes! Yeah. I like how she changes it as well. So like, my turn, I did the learning. So, you know, she's like, as I said, she's grown a lot. So it's like the power dynamic now, because she's standing like firm in her boundaries. She's saying, I want to be the one who's in power. I'll tell you when it's over, because that's what he did to her. Okay, so the next one is Cry Baby. Woo! Sing it, girl. What I like about this song as well is the instrumentation. It sounds so like somber and so reflective. So that's a testament to the producers being able to match these lyrics so well. And she's talking to herself. You know, she's such an introspective person, as we can see on her albums and her art. She's like saying like, you've got no chill, stop blaming the world for faults. I mean, she's under so much pressure, obviously being in the public eye, and she feels like she kind of crumbled under the pressure, which, you know, is understandable given how much pressure she's under, and all the pain that she went through, obviously through these heartaches. But like, that's like a self-awareness that I think she has got more into, like obviously throughout this time. Like, it feels like she's really reflecting on herself and growing. She's recognizing the cycles where she like gets in a way, blames the heartache, and then it's just a cycle. And recycle, I like that word as well. It's almost like she repeats that pattern with other men as well. Oh, Murphy's Law. That is manifestation, law of attraction. So yeah, that's why I mentioned it obviously before, is that I think that there's definitely an element to that in the album. So originally she's looking at her patterns, and now in this verse she's looking at some of her behaviours. So it's nice, it's like showing the different ways in which she's being introspective and talking about like smoking and stuff. I mean, she looks gorgeous anyway, like she's always gonna look good, you know, but you know, very self-critical. Like we're all very self-critical of ourselves, so I get that, girl. I'm so worried about aging myself personally. Like I feel like I'm just gonna age like milk, and that's like fine. Like you can't fight the tide, you know. One thing I noticed as well is that the perspective in the song shifts a lot, and she's talking to herself, then her ex, and then herself again. So it shows like the lines of the relationship between herself and this other person are really blurred. Oh, I love those backings and those ad-libs. And again, it's like the narrative, it's like she's whispering to herself as she's singing. Ooh, yes, girl. Oh, beautiful. And like she's got like the raining imagery, so the water imagery again. And like obviously there's like pathetic fallacy there. I know you told stories about me, most of them awful, all of them true. And like kind of like reflecting on like the breakup afterwards and the narratives that were there and like evaluating them. Okay, next song is Kitchen. Yes! Healing! I like that melody. Do 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 do. It's really addictive when you hear it, and you've got a very clear visual of the dancing and kissing the kitchen. It's something really personal and intimate. Mentions about the shrooms, and it just creates this sort of vibe for the song. Ooh, I love that. Ah, yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, girl! You get it, girl. See, that's like the positive self-esteem that she's like gaining, I think, through her introspection. I love the way that she's singing it as well. It sounds so wistful, sounds very introspective, sounds just very dreamlike. I love hearing the harmonies as well. Ba, ba. Next one is Get Behind Me Interlude. Yes. Yes, that's like a kind of like a healthy anger of like having those boundaries and asserting them, which is cool. I love an interlude. I think it provides such an interesting perspective on the album and the artist and their thought processes. Not Today, Satan. That always just makes me think of Baby W. Oh, I'm just like really happy for her. She deserves it. Yes, girl. Yes, girl. She's like saying no one's gonna bring me down. No guys, none of these side girls. Okay, the next one is Drive. Love that's so guitar heavy. She's like talking about like driving, that introspection, that escapism, slow song. It's like a vibe. You can visualize that in your mind. Been up till sunrise, heading to nowhere, hoping that someone's missing me. She's like very self-conscious about that. So she's kind of like talking about the fame and the money, and it doesn't feel that emptiness she feels inside. And, you know, when she says, like, keep pretending everyone's as good as me, it's, like, quite a tongue-in-cheek line, but also, like, that's part of, like, the mask that she feels that she has to wear all the time of constantly being PR trained, constantly being on. Yeah, so she's, like, talking about how do you, like, all of my, like, competitors, how do you want to compete when you just copy me? And, like, there are a lot of artists that I think emulate SZA, maybe a little bit too much. So I completely get it. I mean, she's in a complete league of her own. Like, she sounds so unique and different, and she's just got such beautiful vocals that I'm just obsessed with. So I get it, girl. You are one of the best. And there's no shame in admitting that you're the best, or one of the best. Ooh. So she says, and I can't lose my focus. I know if hope is the goal, then I can't succumb like these cum guzzlers at all. Like, she's got, like, that integrity, and that's a very, like, intense phrase. It shows, like, people who kind of, like, compromise their values and stuff for, like, whatever, you know. And she's not like that. She's, like, focused on her end goal. So she doesn't need to, like, kiss up to anyone now. She doesn't need to kiss up to anyone because she's already achieved this, like, level of success and all the money and all the fame. So that's what she's kind of saying is, like, I don't need to compromise my values for, like, a check because I'm already achieved more than what you would do, what you'd ever make, you know? I think this is a single, isn't it? You can see why. It's very, like, chill. Okay, so the penultimate song I'm going to listen to is Another Life. Let's go. Oh. Okay, so this is, like, very dreamy. I want to be right by your side, can't risk perfection, love is timeless, like the messy imperfection of love. Don't want to throw and wait in line, I know you're not the strange kind. Don't want to make him nervous, don't want to break the surface. You got the water imagery again. I'll be as I come in mornings, baby. I don't want to make him nervous. Did I let you know you're controlling me, baby? It's like when you know, are in love with somebody, and she's, like, very conscious of the way she's perceived by her lover, which I think is interesting. Yeah, it's like, in another life we could make it work. Like, in another life, like, she could have, like, stayed and really fought for the relationship. So it's like thinking about your past loves and your past heartbreaks and what you could have done differently. She's, like, really healing. It's so nice. Like, she's, like, saying, I don't want to fix your template. I don't want to fix your issues that have nothing to do with me anymore. Just another thing in your gallery. Like, you don't want to just be, like, an art piece. Like, because she mentioned that in one of the previous songs, I think in SOS, that she felt like an art piece. Like, just sort of something that was walked by, not really appreciated for her. You know, she says, like, I was dumber then, we were young and free, so she's, like, having that healthy perspective. So she's, like, kind of, in my opinion, sort of, like, wanting to go back to him. Like, she's, like, saying, like, I know we can ride it out in another life, I know we can ride it, baby. She doesn't want to be, like, a shell, she doesn't want to be a memory, she wants to be, like, an art piece in his gallery. She was dumber than, flaking. She's, like, also recognising there's the self-respect. Like, she'd rather die than have that because she just wants him so much. Oh, beautiful. She's such lovely range. She's kind of, like, hoping for that fairy tale coming back for us in, like, the carriage, you know? And obviously, in reality, that's not it. Final song is Saturn. So it's like she's talking about, like, life and the fact that she feels like life is kind of like a bit of hell. And, you know, she's like repeating that with the love thing and feeling like, if the point of being in love is like feeling the pain, like what's the point? And again, it's like really introspective. That's what she's feeling like with everything. There's got to be more. There's got to be more to life than the empty feeling she has from the fame and the fortune. There's got to be more to life than the negative patterns that she's been in. So it's not just about like life itself, but it's also her own personal life as well. And that's where we go. We kind of go to Saturn with her. We go to this escaping place with her, which is just something that she creates with her music. And again, I think the Saturn ties in with like the law of attraction, things like that. Yeah. She's like an oddball. She's a bit kooky, she's introspective, and she's just like really clever and smart. And I think that that's really difficult when you have all of these amazing talents and all these experiences that no one can really relate to. You feel like you don't belong in the world. That's really sad, that as well. Yeah, like a lot of successful people are not the best people, and you know, really good, lovely, kind people are not ruthless and unfortunately get stepped on a lot of the time. And so I think she's like touching on a lot of different problems with like society as well, which is what I love about SZA, is that she can talk about her relationships and her trauma from that, but also like a wider context in society, which she does in a lot of these bonus tracks on this deluxe album. I like that line, Nirvana's not as advertised in such a capitalistic society that we live in. It's like heaven's not as advertised. It's almost like she's kind of like playing on the sort of consumer culture that we have and the fact that it's like commodifying everything, and like heaven itself is not what was advertised. Like her dream wasn't as advertised as well. I mean, she probably dreamt to like have all of this money and the success, and she's previously said how empty it makes her feel. And I think her vocals sound so like ethereal and all out of this world, which is like, again, keeping with Saturn as a song and lyrically. Sing it, SZA. Okay, so that was it. So that was my first part of the deluxe album reaction. I'm gonna do at some point the rest of these songs. So like that's like the original SOS album, which is what I wanted to do. But what do you think about these bonus tracks? What do you think about SZA and her album? And yeah, if you like this, then please like and subscribe. It really helps support me and the channel. And you also get to join a community of really lovely, amazing people. So yeah, until next time, thanks for listening, and I will see you later. Bye. Bye.